In this video, I will explain what physical impulse is and how the principle of conservation of impulse works. You will learn why impulse is conserved in closed systems and what role it plays in our daily lives. Impulse is a physical quantity that describes how strongly a body is moving. It depends on the mass of the body and its velocity. The greater the mass or velocity, the greater the impulse. Impulse is measured in the unit kilogram times meter per second, kg meters per sec. The law of conservation of impulse states that the total impulse in a closed system remains constant. This means that impulse does not simply disappear or appear, but is transferred between bodies. This holds true as long as no external forces are acting on the system. This principle is one of the most important foundations in physics. In a collision between two bodies, the impulse is distributed between them. When a car crashes into a stationary car, it transfers part of its impulse. As a result, the previously stationary car starts moving. The total amount of impulse remains conserved. In sports, impulse plays a big role. For example, in soccer or boxing, a soccer ball receives impulse from a player's kick and moves in the desired direction. In boxing, the speed and mass of the fist determine the force of the punch. In jumps, impulse ensures that athletes can jump high or far. In space, there is no air or friction to affect impulse. When an astronaut throws an object in one direction, it moves in the opposite direction. This happens because impulse is conserved and transferred to the astronaut. This principle is also used in spacecraft to move in space. In recoil, impulse is transferred from one body to another. When a weapon is fired, the projectile moves forward while the weapon is pushed backward. The same principle applies to rockets, which accelerate forward by expelling gases. The recoil is a direct consequence of impulse conservation. In car accidents, impulse plays a crucial role in safety. Seatbelts and airbags help distribute the impulse of the driver more evenly during a crash. Without these protective measures, the body would be abruptly decelerated and exposed to severe injuries. By distributing the impulse, the impact force is reduced. Impulse is closely related to Newton's laws, especially the second law. This law states that a force is needed to change the impulse of a body. Without an external force, the impulse of an object remains constant. That's why a floating ball in space would continue moving indefinitely. The principle of impulse conservation is used in many technical fields. In billiards, balls are moved by the transfer of impulse. In engineering, impulse is used in shock absorbers to reduce vibrations. Impulse conservation also plays an important role in the propulsion of vehicles and machines.